As I stated in one of my last videos, I'm not going to cover any of the subliminal images in Watchtower magazines or books unless I have the physical book in front of me. So the image that I'm going to discuss today is something that many XJWs have seen online, and it's the image of one of Jesus' co-rulers that apparently has a monster hand or a demonic hand. So this is one of those images that Jehovah's Witnesses could say, well, that's just an apostate lie. That's something photoshopped. So I got my hands on an actual Revelation book, and I'm going to show you what I found. So this is the Revelation book. And my edition that I have, it says 1988. And this book is in pretty good condition. It actually looks kind of brand new, actually. So if you can get your hands on this Revelation book, you want to go to page 52. So here it is, page 52. And this is the picture in question. It's a picture of Jesus and the 144,000 or co-rulers. And for those who are not XJWs, that what they basically believe is that Jehovah is the true God, but Jesus is king in heaven and he has co-rulers with him. And these are Jesus' co-rulers. So if you look at this image from a normal position, you don't really see anything that looks out of place because, of course, it's a subliminal message. It's meant, or it's a subliminal picture. It's meant so that you don't really see it. But this is what's in question. The person to the left of Jesus apparently has a monster hand or a demonic hand. And if you clearly look at that, you can see that that is a monster hand. Now, forgive me, my hand can't really keep still. I'm just using my webcam in my hand, so I can't really make it still too much, but you can see that that is a monster hand. And I have the physical book in front of me. This is not something that apostates are making up. This is on page 52 of the Revelation book. Now let's take a better look at this because everyone else's hand appears to be normal. So let's look at all the hands. His hand is normal. His other hand is normal. Oh, I'm sorry, that's two different people. It's hard to tell, but basically that hand's normal, 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 that hand is normal, and the one in question, he's got one normal hand. So clearly that is a monster hand. And you can see that the size of it is twice the size. And it's straight purple. So you can see that, right? Why does he have a monster hand? If you're a Jehovah's Witness watching this video, please ask your elders why Jesus' co-ruler appears to have a demonic hand. Now, there's some other details I'm going to get into later on, but I first want to show you from the physical book And again, this is page 52 of the Revelation book. So I just want to show you directly from the physical book so nobody can say it's something made up or something created by apostates. So now I want to bring you and show you some things online from the internet. But as you can see again, this is from the actual book. So if you're a Jehovah's Witness watching this, you might want to verify that this is true. But of course, as I discussed in one of my other videos, we know that there was a book recall where they wanted everyone to turn their old books in. So basically, you can't verify this. So the average Jehovah's Witness is not going to be able to get their hands on this book if they were obedient to the direction to basically get rid of all your old books. But surprisingly, the Revelation book is on their website, except there's a minor problem with them posting it on their website. So if you go to jw.org, go to the library section, go to books and brochures, and go all the way to page 24, because that's going to put you at the back end of all their older publications. So from page 24, we can work our way back up until we find a Revelation book. And there it is, the Revelation book. First thing you notice is there's no cover. And I mentioned in my last videos, the reason that some of these covers are missing is because some of these covers apparently have subliminal messages right on the front cover. So as you can see, there's an inconsistency where on some of these books, the cover is there, and on some of them, it is not there. But now as we go into the Revelation book, you'll notice that there's no pictures. They removed all the pictures so that the Jehovah's Witnesses cannot verify what I just showed you. You see, if they get caught on my website or my YouTube, they're going to say you're looking at apostate material. But then if they go to their own website to try to verify it themselves if this is true, well, you see, they remove the images so that their witnesses cannot verify it. So I basically was able to find the Revelation book on a PDF on the internet. But you might notice something strange about this particular Revelation book is that the cover is blue with red writing. So why is it blue with red writing? This is something has been changed. But what's really strange as I go into this PDF is that you're going to notice the pictures are missing. Now, what's interesting about this is that when I try to search the Revelation PDF file, because of course the Jehovah's Witnesses removed the pictures on their website, that even these other PDF files online are missing the pictures for some reason. So my gut instinct to explain this is I think that there's probably some really, really dark images in this book, maybe some that people like myself haven't even discovered. So it seems like the Watchtower went out of its way to not only remove the pages or the pictures on their own website, it even seems like they went through the trouble of somehow removing the images even from independent websites. Or maybe the Watchtower put this version out themselves with the blue cover so that this would be the version that people find. But it's very strange that even from independent websites, the pictures are gone. So they must be something they really don't want you to find in this book. And a couple other people seem to have the same problem that I had with finding one with pictures in it. So again, If you see this one with the blue cover, which is strange, the Watchtower already got to this version and removed all the pictures. Now, someone on a Reddit forum had the same exact problem that I had, and I'm going to read to you what he said. So this person says, I'm just wondering if anyone knows where I could find a PDF of the Revelation book with the pictures included. I still have an old copy, but it's in another state, and the only PDFs that I've been able to find are text only. And that's the same weird problem that I found, that somebody went out of their way to basically scrub the internet of all the pictures in a Revelation book. But I did find one website where you can find the real Revelation book with the pictures on it. And I would suggest that you might want to download this before it's gone. But this website at the top right here, it says jwwayback.org. It's something I never heard of. It might be new. But jwwayback.org. And you see, this is the correct version, right? It's red with gold, not dark blue with red writing. I'm going to scroll down and you can see that this one has the pictures. So if you can't get your hands on the actual Revelation book, then this is your best bet to find it online through that website. That's the only version that I found that still has the pictures in it. So I want to explain a couple of things. Now, I get a lot of strange comments, and I usually don't respond to some of the comments that are just ridiculous or make no sense. But there's one comment that I am going to question because it's relevant to this picture. So on one video, and I think it was the last video that I did about the Egyptian gods secretly planted in the Paradise book. So someone had made a claim that somebody who worked at Bethel admitted that they drew the demon hand as a practical joke. Now, I'm not saying the person that made that comment is lying about that, but I just want to make this clear that the Watchtower organization, these people are geniuses. So the people at the top, they're geniuses. They know what they're doing. It would be very easy for them to just pay somebody a very little amount of money. Maybe they would even find somebody to do it for free just to simply put that fake narrative out there and say, hey, just go online and just say that you did it as a prank, right? Like Watchtower is not stupid. They could easily just have somebody do that to try to cover themselves with this. I don't even know if that story is true, but just to make it clear that it'd be easy for the Watchtower to put that false narrative out there. But I want to explain that this is not something that somebody in the art department did as a joke. This is not something that maybe a Pimo at Bethel put in here, or this. And I want to explain to you why. So if you look at this image, you'll notice that the lightning, if you can see where my mouse is at, is kind of purple, right? So this purple here. Then if you look at the skin, they all seem to have kind of purplish skin, right? Especially right here. And even some of their hands have like a tint of purple. And of course, the monster hand or demonic hand, whatever you want to call it, is purple. But you see that the purple starts over here. This is how they add subliminal messages in. You see, by adding purple lightning and then making their skin, all of them have kind of a hint of purple. The purple demonic hand blends in subliminally without you noticing it. You see, this is not something that somebody, some random person at Bethel just somehow got in the art department and somehow put that in as a prank, or an apostate that's pretending that they're still. This is this is like mad scientist, evil genius type of work. This is like something that people who brain map, who study the human brain and functions. This is like the Tavistock industry, CIA type stuff. This is somebody who really, really understands the human brain and understands that, okay, they're going to put a hint of purple in the lightning and then a hint of purple on their skin and gradually place the demonic hand in there. Right? This is someone extremely smart. This is like a group of people that are doing studies on the brain, on how can we put subliminal messages in without people noticing. And this is not just some random person that is a prank. This is very, very well thought out. And this is why people don't notice it, because of the effort of putting the hinge of purple that starts off at the lightning and on their skin so that it subliminally matches without you noticing it. So again, that is not the work of just some random Pimo at Bethel or so-called apostate or a prank that somebody did. That is very intelligent and very well thought out. And this is like a team of people got together and probably figured out how to do that. So it's very, very subliminal, very, very deliberate. And I just want to say again that the people that run Watchtower, these people are evil geniuses, mad scientists. They're very, very intelligent. So I don't know if that story is true that, a so-called person at Bethel said they did as a prank, but I can guarantee you if that's true, that is just a lie that the Watchtower put out there, a false narrative. This is very deliberate. So now that I just explained that part, how deliberate this subliminal message is, the question is, what is Watchtower telling its members by this image? Why does this guy have a monster hand? Well, if you go to jw.org, and you can go to any Bible, but I actually like the way that their version actually translated scripture. I actually like their version. So if you go to 2 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 14 and verse 15, this is what it says. And no wonder, for Satan himself keeps disguising himself as an angel of light. See, I like the way they worded that, right? Disguising themselves, a disguise. Then it says, it is therefore nothing extraordinary if his ministers also keep disguising themselves as ministers of righteousness. Right? Disguising, Satan disguising himself as an angel of light, and his ministers disguising themselves. A disguise. That is basically what's going on, a disguise. So remember this book, I think it was dated 1988 when I just looked at it. So this is a movie called House, and it's like a comedy horror movie, but it's like in the 80s, I believe. So back in the 80s, right when this Revelation book came out, it was a common theme in monster movies and movies where somebody was like really a monster or a demon or a zombie or something, where just their hand would reveal who they really are, kind of like the disguise would come off. And sometimes in these older movies, it would be like, oh, their monster hand is showing by accident, right? Then they got to go run and hide. Kind of similar to the whole idea that vampires are cannot be in sunlight. So if the sun starts to come out, it starts to reveal, like their skin starts to burn and they got to run and hide it. What was kind of similar in these old monster movies that, sometimes a person, they're basically, their true colors would start to show. So in this scene, what you have here is this guy is working in his yard, and he's pretending that this is just a bag full of like weeds and leaves. So the neighbor comes over and she's talking to him, but just the monster hand is popping out of the bag, right? So it's a disguise, you could say, right? It's not really a bag of like lawn, like leaves and yard work. It's a monster under that bag, but just the hand is showing, right? And that's why he's using his foot to try to kick the hand away so that she doesn't see it. Now, this one may be a little bit more graphic, and of course, the blood on her face gives it away that she's not who she says she is. But this is a person who is like a school teacher, and as you see, this is the movie Nightmare on Elm Street, the original like 1985 version. But you can see the hand gives it away that it's really a monster, right? And but it's the hand that gives it away, right? Like that was a theme sometimes in these older movies that the hand would reveal you're really dealing with a monster. And this is from the movie Terminator 2. And in this scene, this is one of the main characters, the main character's foster mom. And the foster mom is really the liquid Terminator. And in this scene, even though it looks like the foster mom, the hand gives it away that it's really the liquid Terminator. And this is from the Michael Jackson Thriller video. And the extended Michael Jackson Thriller video is like a little short movie. It's like 13 minutes long. And this is in the very beginning where Michael Jackson is on a date and he starts to turn into a werewolf. And as you can see, his hand is one of the first things to go, right? So like his hand reveals, oh, it's really a monster, right? It's not really Michael Jackson. It's not really him. It's a monster. And this one is kind of a joke. This is the show Married with Children. And the character Al Bundy is having a dream. And basically, in the dream, his wife is like some kind of monster, right? And in this one, it's the feet and not the hands, but notice they're purple, like the one in the Watchtower. But you get the theme, right? Like same idea that like sometimes the hand or a certain body part would reveal you're really dealing with a monster. And this theme was very popular back in the 80s when this Revelation book was printed. And this one fits right in line with the rest, right? So here you see this is supposedly Jesus and one of his co-rulers that the witnesses think that, these are the ones that they're getting direction from, that his monster hand is showing by accident, right? It's revealing that these are really demons, right? In fact, if this was a movie, Jesus would probably, tap him on the shoulder and say, hey, like, and probably like look down, like your hand. Then he'd look down at his hand and say, oh, snap. Oh, my demon hand is showing. And he'd probably got to go run to the bathroom to cover it up, right? That's how these things were illustrated in these old monster movies, right? So that's what's going on. It isn't just the guy standing next to Jesus. They're all demons. If anything, this is Satan pretending to be an angel of light, the one that we think is Jesus. And these other ones are his ministers that are also disguising themselves as ministers of righteousness, right? This is really Satan and his demons disguising themselves as an angel of light and the rest of them as his ministers. or his disguising himself as ministers of righteousness. And as you can see, again, the one with out of Revelation book, it fits right into the rest of these themes, right? That the hand gives it away. You're really dealing with a monster. And if you look in the middle at the Michael Jackson one, like that even looks just like the one in the Revelation book, right? Maybe they used the same artist, but it almost looks like the same hand. Like they want to use the Michael Jackson Thriller hand for this, but this was the theme again back in the 80s. The hand gives it away. It's a message. You're really dealing with a monster, is what they're telling you. And in this case, it's really the demons or the fallen angels. Yeah, it's really Satan and the fallen angels that the Jehovah's Witnesses are actually serving. And that is the message that they're telling you with this picture. You see, Jehovah's Witnesses are taught that the governing body is getting direction from Jesus and his co-rulers in heaven. But what the monster hand is showing you is that while they think they're serving, well, I wouldn't even say the governing body thinks that. They know they're serving demons. But for the rest of the congregation, the rest of the members, the Jehovah's Witnesses, what they call the rank and file, while they think that the governing body is getting direction from Jesus and his co-rulers, they're telling you that it is really Satan pretending to be an angel of light and the fallen angels. That's what they're telling you. And another thing about the fact that they all seem to have like purplish skin, again, the main reason that was put in there is so that it subliminally fits in, so that the demon hand subliminally fits in with the hinge of purple. But another way to look at this, once you see the image, is that the reason why they all seem to have a little bit of purple skin is because they're all demons. They're all demons. This is Satan and the fallen angels. I mean, who has purple skin? Purple skin is always related to like someone who's almost dead or demons or something like that. So why do they have purple skin? They're all demons. That's what they're telling you. That's exactly what they're telling you. And any Jehovah's Witness, you should be able to ask your elders about this, right? I mean, you're being told that the governing body is getting direction directly from Jesus and his co-rulers. So if his co-ruler is being depicted as really being a demon, then who are the governing body getting direction from, right? I mean, you should be able to ask your elders why they put a demon hand on one of Jesus' co-rulers. But I can tell you the answer right now without even going through your elders. The answer is what it says in 2 Corinthians 11:14. And no wonder, for Satan himself keeps disguising himself as an angel of light. It is therefore nothing extraordinary if his ministers also keep disguising themselves as ministers of righteousness.